Did anyone tell you? You're a lizard, Harry. Shouldn't have told you that. Should not have told you that. Hello there. I'm Scotty. You're not. It's time. Finally, Scotty is getting ready to celebrate 600 subscribers after just celebrating 700 subscribers. I'm a little late, there was issues with, my whole thing with my mom last year, and then I got sick, and this whole boil thing's not completely gone, so yeah. But I'm doing it now, okay? Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. I would not accept any other name. Philosophers, I don't care. It's the Sorcerer's Stone. That's the book you read in school. That's the name I always knew it from. Here in America. America. Here in America. Yes. So it is the Sorcerer's Stone. That's what I know it as, and that's what I'm calling it. Okay? I read the book. Actually, our teacher in 6th grade, when I was in 6th grade, she read the book. So I might itch. My nose itches. Read the book to us. And yeah, we would do our school work, and then she would say, okay, while you're finishing your work, I'm going to read the book a little bit to you. So, yeah. I don't remember all the differences, but I do remember one thing, which I will talk about, because it is briefly mentioned in the movie. So, yeah. Before we get into the full review, I have this original special edition DVD set of the first film. I have the second one somewhere too, but I'll find that before I do the review. You slip it out. You got the thing. Now, I gotta be careful, because it's old. Now, with the news that Warner Brothers DVDs, old ones, might not work. Who knows if this works? But yeah. Hold on. I gotta do this a certain way, because they're gonna fall out, because it's so old that the adhesive doesn't stick. Take that adhesive off, you can see, like that, right? And you get the inside. So it's nice. It is nice, but it's going apart. I thought about using Gorilla Glue to put it back on, but I don't know. For now, we'll just leave it like this. The second one's not much better. Yeah, I thought I would show you guys that. I think I've shown you before. I got these from my mom. Even though I had the Blu-rays, I was just like, I really kind of want these, because the one we had the VHS, because we rented the VHS when this came out, and we bought the VHS. Actually, we bought it, and so we had the VHS. I have it somewhere in my lineup of VHSs, but what did you say, it was the first two that we had, or maybe not? The first, I think we bought the second one on DVD to go with the first one, and we didn't buy any other ones. We had them all, but we didn't buy them. My grandma gave them to us. So, yeah. So we didn't buy someone else. So before I begin, blow my nose. So the movie starts with the iconic music score. Do 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 do. Yes, which until 2019 I did not know was John Williams. Yeah. No. To be fair, before that I wasn't. That's when I started getting into musical scores. It was about 2019 or so, and I watched someone review like, "Oh, it's John Williams." I'm like, "What? John Williams did Harry Potter?" I mean, it makes sense. He did Jurassic Park. He did E.T., Jaws, Indiana Jones, Star Wars. So why not do Harry Potter? He did a lot of big franchises. Do another one, right? But you get that score, and then we get that 14 Privet Drive. I think it's 14. If it's not, who cares? This movie is 24 years old this year. Oh, yeah. My childhood just died again. I wish it were alcohol.
Me too.
Anyway, so we started the Privet Drive, right? And we see Albus Dumbledore. He's there using this thing to take out all the lights. And then Professor McGonagall transforms from a cat to a human. I think she does it here. No, she does later, but she shows up. And then Hagrid arrives. They're like, she's like, do you know where the boy is? Ah, Hagrid is bringing him here now. Hagrid, are you sure you should be trusting him? Hagrid shows up. Little guy fell asleep on the way here. Yeah, little baby Harry Potter with the scar there. But you're sitting here, you're watching these three legendary actors, and you just go, they're all dead now. Most recently, Maggie Smith. And I pointed this out when we first watched it. I said, that's Wendy from Hook. I don't know if it was my mom or it was my mom's husband at the time or someone went, no, she'd be too old. None of us realizing that was makeup in Hook. And I was right. So, suck it. But yeah. And they leave him with the Dursleys because they think he'll be safe there. So, there is a line that McGonagall has. By the way, they all call each other Professor Dumbledore, Professor McGonagall. Shouldn't they call each other by their first name? I mean, at least Dumbledore and McGonagall. Minerva? Albus? No, they just call each other by their occupational name. And Hagrid is always called by his last name because his first name is Rubius. But they leave him with the Dursleys because they think that's where they'll be safe. Because McGonagall says, I've been watching them all day and they're the worst sort of muggles you can imagine. Which is a nod to the book, because the book starts out earlier than this. I don't remember if it explains what happens to the audience with He Who Should Not Be Named. But I do remember that she disguises herself as a cat and is watching the Dursleys all day. Just to make sure that, whatever. But that's not in the movie because the movie's long enough at 152 minutes. But I will say this. Unlike the Lord of the Rings movies, except for the first one, I think it's easier for me to sit through these. At least the first 4. I'm not a fan of 5, and we'll get to that. I went with my friend Tim to the theater to see 5. Yeah, that's when we get more serious, and that's fine, but I don't know. There's elements of it that this series peaked with 4. 6 is not bad, and the last 2 are fine. Didn't need to be 2 movies. But, whatever. So, baby Harry Potter is left with the Dursleys, and we go to 10 years later, which means that the baby was just about to turn 1, I guess. Because he's 11 now. That's what because they do it. He turns 11, and it's the first year of Hogwarts. 12, second year. 13, third year. 14, fourth year. And there's 7 years of Hogwarts. There's a school. Yeah. And so, we now... I guess I forgot to name our actors. The cast. Look at the cast in this. Right away, you get Richard Harris, Maggie Smith, and Pushkin from, what's his name? The Russian guy from James Bond. License to Kill. Shaken, not disturbed. From GoldenEye. Yeah, Robbie Coltrane. I had to think of the name. All 3 of them. And then we get the great Richard Griffiths as Norman Dursley? No. It's not Norman. I know it's not Norman. It's Daryl. No, not there. Doesn't say. There's Mr. Dursley. We'll say Mr. Dursley. And then you got his wife, Petunia, played by Fiona Shaw. They've both been in things. Richard Griffiths, I know as the guy from bedtime stories. Gems. Yeah, but he's Mr. Dursley here, and then you have I don't know the kid actor's name, playing Dudley Dursley. Yes, his name is Double D. They call it, but they go worse than that in the later movies or books. They call him Big D. Double D was bad enough. Anyway, we find out Harry Potter is living in a little closet underneath the stairs, which was from the book. I thought that they moved him from the under the closet into the little closet underneath the thing to the room in this one, but according to the movies, it's the second one. I'm talking about in the book maybe. But you got Dudley. He's like, "Wake up, Tarzan! We're going to the zoo!" And he's stomping on the freaking stairs. You got dust falling down or whatever, dirt, dust, whatever. And then he waits for Harry to come out and pushes him back in. I'm like, what? And then, just to show you how his living accommodations, let me tell you, they go more, if I remember correctly, they go more into it in the book about his living accommodations. They don't go so much into it in the movie, but this is child abuse. Plain and simple. He walks into the kitchen, just cook the breakfast and try not to burn it. Automatically, he's got charge of cooking the breakfast, and Dudley throws a fit because he's only got 36 presents. Last year he had 37. In a row? No, he had 37 presents the year before. Some were quite bigger than last year. Yeah. But that's not how birthdays work. You're lucky if you get 2 presents on your birthday. Well, when you're a kid, you get more. But as you get older, birthday and Christmas, you get 1 or 2 presents. Sometimes it's a card with a gift card or money in it. Which is fine, by the way. I'm not complaining. I'm just saying. But yeah, so it's Dudley's birthday. So Dudley's birthday is shortly before Harry's birthday. And they do make more known of his birthday in the book, I remember. But yeah. So they go to the zoo, and it's here. We get something that, honestly, I think you could have taken out, but it is important to the story. Later, it does come back in a way where they're looking at the snake, and the snake's not doing anything, but then Harry's talking to it, and they can understand him. By the way, this misconception that animals can't understand us is bullshit. Unless all other animals are dumb, and my mom's dog is the smartest animal in the world, which I doubt. Animals can understand us fine. I have had conversations with the dog. The dog will make noise. In my sentiments exactly, you're right. The dog will give me a look. Like, really? You did that? Animals, at least dogs, they understand us. So, the fact that they have to cook up some mumbo jumbo, say, "Oh, it's magic that the snake can understand him." I don't know. It's like babies. You don't know this, but babies are the best to talk to. They may not you may not think they understand you, but they do. They just happen to be sitting there pooping their pants while they're understanding you. It's a thing. It's a thing. So yeah, so the snake, and then Dudley comes over and pushes him down. He gets mad. The glass disappears, and the snake comes, and Dudley falls in, but the snake comes out and goes, "Thanks," and disappears, and he goes off. Now, realistically, there are some wranglers that probably grabbed him and put him back in the case. He didn't get away. Where would he go? Most zoos are located off the freeway, so where would it go? In England, no less. Well, no, and then Dudley is in there. He's stuck because the glass is back. And Vernon, that's his name. He accuses Harry of doing something, and then shortly after this, that Harry starts getting his Hogwarts letters. And when I say letters, I mean a lot of letters. I do love, there's like the montage, but I do love it. It's like, Sunday. Lovely day, Sunday. You know what that is? No post on Sundays. No post on Sundays. Nope. Not one single bloody letter. No. And then all the letters just... I love it. I'm trying to get... I do want to go back a little bit. He gets the letter. This is a hint towards it because I think it's implied later that Dudley knows. Because when Hagrid confronts the Dursleys, either Dudley knows or the actor who played Dudley decided to play it up like that, because the look on his face is like, oh no, he figured it out. Like, you know? But yeah, deciding that they need to get away, they go to a castle in the middle of nowhere. That's all, it's a castle. I think it's supposed to be a cabin, but it looks like a castle. Because this is England, and they all live in castles, apparently. In this world, maybe. But it doesn't work. Hagrid shows up, and I love his introduction. This is not his introduction to us, but his introduction to them. He breaks down the door, and he's just like, sorry about that. Picks it up, puts it back. And then we get this whole reveal that you're a wizard, Harry. You're not lizard, like I said at the beginning. Wizard. You're a wizard, Harry. And, by the way, all this, only the first 35 minutes. Yeah, we're barely 35 minutes in to this thing. And, yeah. So, he tells Wizard Harry he has this cake, which he misspelled Happy with 2 E's instead of a Y. Happy birthday, Harry. And, so there's a whole speech from Aunt Petunia. I think your name is Petunia. She's like, oh, my parents were so happy. I'm doing a Maggie Smith voice, and that meant when my sister got her Hogwarts letters. Made me sick. Like, she's jealous, you know? There's more to that. When we get to, it's either the last one or the 7th one, there are deleted scenes that should have stayed in the movie, because it shows some character development, at least for a couple of them. But, yeah. Yes, sir. So, here we are, 18 minutes into this review, and I'm still 35 minutes into the movie. So, okay, we're gonna get out of here, Harry. I'm gonna take you where you need to go. So he stays with Hagrid for the night somewhere in a place, and then they go to Diagon Alley. Not Diagon Alley. Diagon Alley, where they get all their stuff, and once again I'm reminded of an actor who's passed on. He goes into Ollivander's wands, and we meet John Hurt. Not in a time machine. No, not going to see the Frankenstein monster. No, he's selling magical wands. Yes, he's selling magical wands, and he gives him one, blows out all the other wands, a bunch of other wands. No, perhaps not. Here, this one. Does it break the glass thing? No. Oh, this one. And he puts out a speech where he's like, the phoenix that gave its feather only did so to one other wand. And its brother gave you that scar. Oh. Just how John Hurt delivers the line. Funny how this one should choose you when its brother gave you that scar. Yeah. I think Hagrid does tell him the truth. Like, is it Hagrid that tells him the truth? But like about Voldemort and how he killed his parents, but there was something that protected him. We don't find out until later. Something that protected him. He ended up with that scar. So, yeah. So he gets an owl named Hedwig, who is not really used that much in this. We get one scene where it flies a letter to him or something. Does he get the Nimbus 2000 in this one? I think he does. I don't know. I don't remember. I know that they showcase it in the broom shop a lot. But I think he does after he starts Quidditch. I think he gets that one. But anyway, so he's told. So Hagrid is a dick. He's like, "Oh, Harry, because they go to the bank and they get money out for him and the Gringotts, the bank, where we get Warwick Davis in his first role in this. He plays the bank teller, but he also does the voice of the other. The one that's played by Vern Troyer, he does the voice for. When he plays Professor Flitwick, I'm like, it's just a leprechaun. Do y'all have your feathers? Good. And it's just like, now you have me gold. Just waiting for that to. I'm just waiting for that to pop in, but no. Do you have me gold? Make a fine pot of tea, Danny, me boy. But yeah, just like. So they get the money out, and then something else. What could it be? Could it be the titular Sorcerer Stone? I don't know. But he says he's got to go deal with the package for Dumbledore, and just tells him, go on, platform 9 3/4, and go. That's it. He doesn't explain anything to him. He said, I just go. What if he couldn't find it? What if he didn't run into the Weasleys, right? What if he just wandered around? Like he asked the one dude about platform 9 3/4. 9 3/4? It's some joke. And then like, but then he overhears someone yelling, Mrs. Weasley. I'm gonna get Weasley and Dursley messed up. I know I am. Yelling about muggles, and he's like, platform 9 3/4 this way. By the way, why are you screaming that? All people are gonna be like, 9 3 what? One thing I have a problem with, so when Percy does his, he runs straight into it, and there's a dude walking right by it when he does it. The dude doesn't see the kid walk right through the wall. It just keeps, like, I know that they say that, like, there's some sort of enchantment on things, but, like, I don't know. It's very much, like, I think in the books they talk about how some people in the news, they're like, oh, we see things flying or something, or maybe that's something else. I don't know, but yeah, it's Ron's first year as well, so he takes a run at it. And those of you at home who have done that with a grocery cart and during a pillar in a grocery store, please raise your hand. Now, keep your hand up if your mom yelled at you for being an idiot. Yep. Alright, so I want to be like Harry Potter. Oh, stop it. So yeah, he gets on the train and he sits with Ron and they eat a lot of chocolates and such. And this is when we get acclimated to how some things work. Like there's a trading card that's Dumbledore, but the picture doesn't stay in there because I guess the pictures are alive. It says a lot for pictures of people who have died. Like, I don't know. It just says a lot with that. But yeah, it kind of gives it. And like, they spend this time talking about the lore between them and, getting to know each other or whatever. I don't know about lore, but getting to know each other. And then Hermione just shows up and is like, oh, you're Harry Potter. And you are Ron Weasley. Pleasure. And then she fixes his glasses and she's like, you better put on your robes, we're almost there. And she leaves and I'm just like, what kind of introduction? She does introduce herself, I guess. But I should also mention that when they're at the Leaky Cauldron, him and Hagrid, they do meet Professor Quirrell. The actor, I do not remember, but he's there. And I have an issue because when Harry first walks in, the back of his head is pointing towards Harry, and Harry doesn't feel any pain, but all the other times that the back of this guy's head is pointed towards him, he's like, ah, ah. But this one time it doesn't, because they're not ready to do that yet, so, yeah. So we get to Hogwarts, we see this grand hall. It's a great set. It is a great set. It's lovely. And yeah, we also meet Draco Malfoy, played by Tom Felton. I didn't give the actors Ron Weasley, played by Rupert Grint, Hermione Granger, played by Emma Watson, and of course Harry Potter, played by Daniel Radcliffe. Hello, Ron. And a funny tidbit. So, in the middle of my 8th grade year, we moved from an apartment to a house. And so, for that half a year, I was going to middle school, my 8th grade year. I had to get on a bus and take a bus to middle school for that point in time. It wasn't far from my house either, but it was further than the high school was. So, on the bus there was a guy. His name was Paul. I don't know his last name, and I wouldn't tell you even if I did. His name was Paul, but he looked just like Daniel Radcliffe. It's like, hey, it's Harry Potter. Paul, if you're watching this, because I know you are. We did not mean anything bad by it. It's a compliment. You look like Harry Potter. You look like that there. It looked like that. It's funny about that. He looked like that. But, yeah, he did. I thought it was cool. I wasn't making fun of him. I thought it was cool. Anyway, now we're at Hogwarts to meet Draco Malfoy. He's a little prick, this Malfoy. Right? It immediately is... Now, you gotta think, was he already in on the evil of everything? And he's trying to recruit Harry? He's like, I'll show you how to give it to the right people. And he's like, I think I can find the right people for myself, thanks. And kind of pissed at him. Red hair and a hand-me-down robe. You must be a Weasley. So we get to the opening ceremony. We get the sorting hat, right? The sorting hat goes on. It goes on. Hermione is the first one. Gryffindor. It goes on to Ron's turn. Another Weasley. I noticed what I'd do with you. Gryffindor. And it gets to Malfoy, and it doesn't get out of his head. It's like, Slytherin. Before it even gets out of his head. Then no. And then he puts on Harry. Not Slytherin. Not Slytherin, hey. Slytherin could do a lot for you. Okay then. How about Gryffindor? Which they don't say in the movie, but his parents were Gryffindors. So, sorry about that. Yeah, they also introduced the idea of the House Cup. You get points for doing good things, and they take away points for doing bad things. Yeah. From here, it sort of becomes segment after segment. We learn the classes. We get to know Snape, Severus Snape, Dumbledore, Snape, Severus Snape, Dumbledore, Snape, Severus Snape, played by the late great Alan Rickman. Second best role behind Hans Gruber for me. And then a close third would be Alexander Dane from Galaxy Quest by Grab Thoshammer. By the Sons of Warpath, you shall be avenged. Avenged. Harry Potter. Harry Potter. Just like, yeah. And of course, because it's Alan Rickman, you immediately think there's something sneaky and suspicious about this guy. Right? As do the others. Shit goes down, like Snape's doing this, Snape's doing that, blah, 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 blah. You know, and like the dialogue we get from Hagrid is like, Percy is like, oh, that's Professor Snape. He teaches potions. Although, he really wants to be the Defense Against the Dark Arts teacher. Which he never gets to be. I think he does in the 6th book, right? He gets to be. But other than that, they keep throwing in like Gilderoy Lockhart and Remus in the 2nd one, in the 3rd one, and in the 4th one, I really don't remember who it is. I don't know. Oh, it's Moody, right? It's Mad-Eye Moody. And then in the 5th one, it's Dolores Umbridge. I think finally after that, he gets to be the Defense Against Dark Arts. Only took 6 years. Is it Doris or Dolores? Either way, I don't like her. So, we're at 30 minutes. I think I'm halfway through the damn movie. Skimming through a little bit, we get Halloween. And on Halloween, there's a troll in the dungeon. There's a troll in the dungeon. Yes, troll in the dungeon. Because Ron had sent some snarky things to Hermione. She is now hiding in the girls' bathroom. So they have to go to the girls' bathroom and find her. But they run afoul of the troll. I do like how Harry's wand ends up in the troll's nose. And then Ron uses Wingardium Leviosa to drop the troll's club on his head. And yeah. Right. They still lose points, but I think it only because Hermione said it was her fault and they came to rescue her. So I think only she loses points, and not all three of them. I don't remember. There's other classes. There's Quidditch. Because Harry, what does he do? Oh, they're in broom class or whatever they're supposed to be, and Malfoy steals the Remember All from Neville Longbottom. I don't remember the actor's name. I'm sorry, but he steals it. So Harry has to go and get it, and he catches it. So he's put on the Quidditch team. And Quidditch, well, it's a lot like soccer now, isn't it? Or football, as they call it over there. The football. It's kind of like that, isn't it? Only there's like 4 different balls. There's 2 bludgers, which will hit you during the thing. There's the quuffer. Is that what it is? The big one? The quuffer? I think it's called. The big one. And that's the one that they're using to score the goals. But then there is the snitch. Which, if the Harry, whatever he is, gets the golden snitch, they automatically wins the game. So, yeah. And we do see one game. And during the game, it appears as if Snape is putting an evil charm on Harry's broom. But, have no fear, Hermione sets his cloak on fire. Yeah. They also think that Snape was the one who let the troll loose because he went in a different direction than all the other teachers did. Yeah. So they begin to learn from Hagrid, who probably shouldn't have told them that, about Fluffy. They go into the corner they're not supposed to go in because they say it's dangerous, and they find a 3-headed dog, which is named Fluffy. And Hagrid tells them all about Fluffy for some reason. He shouldn't have told them that, but he did. He's guarding something, and Harry figures out it's whatever it was they took from the thing. So Christmas comes around, and Harry and Ron stay behind, I guess. If I was Harry, I wouldn't want to go home for Christmas anyway. He's not getting anything. Dudley's getting 1,000,000 Christmas presents, and he's getting nothing, probably. Anyway. So, So he gets a cloak from someone we don't know. Is it Sirius Black gave him a cloak, or was it from Dumbledore? I don't remember. But the cloak allows him to be invisible, so he's able to roam the halls to get into the forbidden section in the library. However, like an idiot, he knocks over his lantern after looking up Nicholas Flamel. But he's not able to look up enough. When Hermione comes back, they say, oh, he's the one behind the Sorcerer's Stone. And I guess Nicholas Flamel was a real person? I think. Because I think I've heard, like, real-world stuff about Nicholas Flamel 100 years ago or whatever. I'm like, wait, he's a real person that was made up for Harry Potter. And that's why the character never comes back into the story? I don't know. But, so, then, they go to see Hagrid, and they find out he has a dragon. She names Norbert. Good name for a dragon, I guess. But turns out Malfoy was sneaking around watching him. So, they all get in trouble, including Malfoy, for sneaking out there. The dragon gets sent to Norway, where all the other dragons are, and they're punished by having to hang out with Hagrid in the Forbidden Woods, that they say are forbidden for a reason because they're dangerous. But Hagrid and a dog that is of no help at all. Fang, yeah, I didn't like it. Ralph was like, I'm sticking with Fang. Ah, all right then. Just so you know, he's a bloody coward. Harry witnesses something or someone or something drinking unicorn blood, and it looks like mercury to me. I know it's not because that's dangerous for humans, but I'm just saying that's what it reminds me of is mercury. But he's saved by a centaur whose name I'm not gonna try to remember. Philomena or something. Philomena. I don't know. But he's saved by him, and then he looks like fucks off. He's like, I have to go. Bye. He tells him, oh, that was Voldemort. Bye. Basically, is what it is. Basically, that's what he does. It's all that is there for. So, after that, like, oh, he's feeding off. So what if Snape is help? Because they find out that the Sorcerer's Stone can can bring him back. Well, what if Snape's going to use the stone to bring Voldemort back? Oh. Then they find out from Hagrid. Now, here's I figured out something watching this. There's an issue. They want us to believe it was Snape. They shouldn't have put this scene here. So they're walking around. They have this conspiracy and they're pumping to Snape. Now, what are 3 children such as you doing inside on a day like this? And then so they go to talk to Hagrid, and they're like, "Oh, where did you get the dragon? Who was it? I don't know. He had a hood over his head. I couldn't tell who it was. But basically, they don't say it in the movie. In the book, they say he was drunk, but they don't mention that in the movie. It just makes him look like an idiot for telling him what. Because they didn't want alcohol in the kids' movie. So, even though there is a scene where they go into the bar, the children, the usual Hagrid? Oh, not today, on Hogwarts business. So, like, they imply he likes to drink. So that's at least in there. But in the book, he was drunk. And he told this hooded person who gave him the dragon about how to sneak past Fluffy by playing it a song. So they run up there. And whoever it was has already snuck past Fluffy. So it couldn't be Snape. Because we just saw him down in the corridors. There's no way he got up there that fast. And if he knew, I don't know. It just doesn't make any sense. But anyway, we're getting towards the end now. So they get past Fluffy. Because they are able to play the music again, I think. I don't know. They get past Fluffy. And this is where they get stuck in the Mandrake route. They get stuck in the Mandrake route. And it's interesting how each one of these applies to a different one of them. So it's lucky that Harry decided to go bring them with and not go by himself. So Hermione says, you have to be calm. And she does, and she just falls through. Ron starts freaking out. Harry then becomes calm. But Ron's a mess. So they use Lumos to eliminate, because the sun kills the Mandrake, I guess. Then they have to find a key with wings that can open the door. And luckily, whoever the hell it was, Snape or whatever, wounded the wings of the key. That was a stupid move. Because it's that one with the wounded wings. Obviously. So Harry flies up like he's doing Quidditch and grabs the key. They open the door. And now it's Wizard's Chess. And they play like Wizard's Chess. I think in the book there was one more room. But I don't think you needed it for the movie because this is long enough. They realize they have to actually play the Wizard's Chess they can't walk through. So they do that. Ron sacrifices his piece, himself, whatever. And then Harry checkmates and goes on to the next. And Hermione stays behind to console Ron, to make sure he's okay. Because Harry has to go on by himself. Another thing I forgot to mention during the Christmas thing with the cloak is that Harry finds the mirror that will tell you your greatest, show you your greatest wish, whatever you want, like your biggest, what you desire, right? So, he had already seen his parents, but he goes in there and he finds out that it's not Professor Snape, but Professor Quirrell, who actually does not stutter, and it's turned out he has Voldemort on the back of his head. Yes, which is why his scar would start to hurt every time you look at the back of his head. Except for that one time in the Leaky Cauldron when it definitely should have happened. Yeah, so he says he's after the stone so he could bring his master back. The master? No, not that master. No. Yeah, in a few minutes you can be quiet. Thank you, bye. That was loud enough I could understand what they were saying. Usually it's in the hallway echoes too much, but must have been close to my door. Anyway, so Voldemort and by extension Quirrell want the stone to bring Voldemort back. So he's like, I understand how this works. He looks in the mirror. You see your greatest desire. I see me holding the stone. How do I get it? It's revealed it's just in Harry's pocket, which has never made sense to me, but it's something that Dumbledore says later, that the stone would only appear to whoever would want to find it and not use it. So is that why Hagrid was able to grab it from the vault? Or did Dumbledore put the charm on it after they got to Hogwarts? No. And as teased earlier, when he went to shake Quirrell's hand at the Leaky Cauldron, Quirrell doesn't shake his hand. Because somehow he knew that touching him would, he somehow knew that? I don't know. Really, all you need to do was to have Quirrell wearing a glove and then shake his hand. That's really all you needed to do. Because it doesn't make sense that he would know about that. But, yeah, he touches him, his hand starts to... he touches his head, he completely disintegrates. Yeah. Now, they never say this in the book or in the movie. But when Voldemort flies out and goes through Harry, he dies. I've always seen it as he dies, and they use the Sorcerer's Stone to bring him back. But not enough to make him immortal. Just a little drop to bring him back. Because I've always seen that when Voldemort does that, it kills him. Right? And he's talking to Dumbledore, and he's like, so he's dead? When you're that evil, you don't stay dead for long. Something like that. Like, he's talking to him. I do like the conversation where he's like, oh, every flavored beans. By the way, those things are nasty. Like, in my youth, I enjoyed them, but I don't know. Maybe I would settle for a nice toffee. Alas, earwax. You think, oh, this one's nice. It should be good. Like, when you get those other ones, and the best worst flavor is toothpaste, right? Because it's mint. So it's like toothpaste is the best worst flavor. Sometimes grass is okay, but then you get stuff like boogers or vomit, And that's what Dumbledore said. Like, he liked them in his youth until he got a vomit flavored one. They say that they had a booger flavored one, or bogey. I like to know how the makers of that knew what boogers taste like. I mean, us who used to pick our nose and eat it when we were kids, we know what they taste like. Pretty much nothing. But, which I guess that could be, it's not a bad flavor, but they put extra yuck into the booger flavored ones, or bogey, as they call it over there. Yeah. I had to explain that one to my son while watching Doctor Who, and they had the bogey monster. Boogie monster. Bogey. Boogers. Boogers. Oh! Yeah. Bogey means boogers. George said they had a bogey flavored one once. Yeah, those things. It was cool when they came out with them, then when you try to eat them, I said grass wasn't bad. Toothpaste is usually the best, worst flavor. And you think, oh, chocolate. Mud. Tastes like dirt. Yeah, it's not chocolate, no. No. Yeah, but, yeah, and then, this is a weird scene. Harry comes out of the local medical facility. Wrestling term there. Comes out, you see, he's like, you okay there, Ron? I'm fine. You, Hermione? Never better. Huh? What scene is this? So, we get to the House Cup Award thing at the end of the year, and we find out that Slytherin has won. However, certain events have changed certain things. For Ronald Weasley, for being brave and an excellent game of Wizard's Chess, 50 points. To Hermione Granger, for standing by her friends and showing bravery, 50 points. For Harry Potter, for showing bravery in a moment of need or something like that, I don't know, 60 points. They're tied with Slytherin now, and it takes a great deal of bravery to stand up to your enemies. It takes even more bravery to stand up to your friends. To Neville Longbottom, I award 10 points. Because Neville tried to stop them and he got the Trivicus Totalis. I love when they announce Gryffindor wins and you see Hagrid just go, yes! I love that. Oh, I'm starting to tear up. Just like that. And the winner is Gryffindor. Yes! I do like when they announce Slytherin, Snape's like, yeah. And I like Malfoy's all pissed off. So now we're going to come to a little bit of a Scotty, not a rant, but a complaint. So they're sending everyone home, as you would in this kind of circumstance. However, in Harry's circumstance, if I was one of the teachers, I'm like, hey, I'll be a Hagrid. Like, I can Harry just live with me, because don't like the Dursleys there. I had never understood why he had to keep going back to the Dursleys. They're horrible people. They don't care, at least at this point. I mean, it's family, but they treat him so poorly. It's child abuse. But, yeah, he's allowed to go back, I guess, and he's like, I'm not going home. I'm like, and when you first watch tonight, you're like, yeah, he's staying there. This is my home, but he's still leaving. I don't know. Thus ends the movie. Ba, 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 ba. To the moon. Do this one. To the moon. That's probably going to be the feel for the first three. I love these first three. It's after that. But, yes. 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 To the moon. All day long. Yeah, this is a long... These are going to be long because they're long-ass movies. But, yeah. And there was deleted scenes. Scene access. Never foreseen footage. I think they actually filmed the extra scene down in the dungeon thing. But it's not a dungeon, it's on the third floor. What? Down when they're on the way to stop Snape, you know. But, yeah. To the moon, like I said. And except for maybe a few CGI moments, like maybe the Quidditch thing, some of the ghosts floating around, the CGI in the back of Quirrell's head for you know, the centaur. A lot of CGI did not age very well. It's a 2001 CGI. I watched this in 2025. Yeah. I forgot to mention Nearly Headless Nick, played by John Cleese. Nearly headless. How do you nearly headless? Like that. And I like how it's kind of graphic. It's PG, right? But it's kind of graphic. You kind of see a little bit of the guts in the head there. So yeah. So what are your thoughts on Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone? Let me know in the comments below. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. I'm Sky, and I'll see you in the next one.